All right, let's jump right in. We're going to tackle a question today that honestly gets right to the very heart of our future, a future being shaped by the most powerful technology we've ever created, artificial intelligence. So, let's just let that sit there for a second. After AI, what remains of humanity? You see, this isn't just about what AI can do. It's about what we become when it's all around us. What's actually left of us when AI is everywhere? To even start answering that, we've got to look at the world AI is stepping into. And let me tell you, it's a world built on a really interesting paradox. Okay, get this. By 2025, we're talking about 6 billion people online. That's almost 3/4 of the entire planet. On the surface, it feels like we've never been more connected, right? But then you see this number. A staggering 2.2 billion people are still completely offline. Think about that. A huge chunk of humanity isn't even part of this global digital conversation. And that stark contrast points to a really crucial truth. Just because we're connected doesn't mean we're automatically creating a more mature or thoughtful society. There's a huge gap between having an internet connection and making a meaningful one. Okay, so let's build on that idea. Because the technology at the very center of all this, AI itself, is changing in a really fundamental way. We're stepping into what experts are calling the era of agentic AI. Now, what does that mean? Well, this isn't the kind of AI that just sits there waiting for you to type a command. No, we're talking about a system with a ton of autonomy. It can take a big goal, break it down into smaller tasks, and just run with it for a long time without you needing to constantly check in. And that right there is the big shift. AI is going from being a reacting tool, where you ask it to summarize a report or draft an email, to an acting system. Instead of just writing that one email for you, it could manage your entire inbox based on goals you set. It's no longer just an assistant, it's becoming an agent that takes action. And a change this big, well, it raises the stakes way beyond just talking about jobs and the economy. We really need to start talking about the human cost. Because what's really on the line here isn't just our jobs. It's something much deeper. It's the power to think for ourselves. It's the habit of actually choosing the truth, even when it's slow and difficult. It's that attitude of taking final responsibility for our actions. And it's that basic sense of valuing other people more than just numbers on a screen. And here's the thing. This so-called progress isn't going to be a win for everybody. It's an old idea, sure, but it has never been more relevant. For some people, AI will be this amazing tool to expand their thinking. But for others, well, it might just become an easy way to outsource their thinking altogether. Okay, so all of this brings us to a really critical moment, a turning point. And if we're going to get through this new era without losing ourselves, we have to start asking a totally different and frankly better question. And here it is. For a while now, we've been asking, what can I do with AI? But the real question, the one that matters, is what kind of person am I becoming while I'm using AI? See that shift? It moves the whole conversation away from just what the tool does to what the tool does to us. It's about our character. So if that's the right question to be asking, what's the answer? How do we even begin to think about that? Well, this final section offers up a kind of compass, a new way to navigate our way through all this. And it all starts with what feels like a pretty radical idea, especially today. Our value as human beings has nothing to do with machine metrics. It's not about how fast we are, how efficient we are, or how easily we could be replaced. Our worth is just there. It's inherent. This really lays out the choice that's in front of all of us. We can keep chasing more, or we can start to cultivate something deeper. So instead of just wanting more functions, we need a deeper center, a stronger sense of who we are. Instead of drowning in more information, we need deeper discernment, the wisdom to know what actually matters. And instead of just going faster and faster, we need a deeper sense of direction, a real why behind what we're doing. Look, at the end of the day, the technology is going to keep evolving. That's a guarantee. It's not stopping. So that leaves a much more personal and honestly a much more important question on the table. AI will keep changing. The real question is, how will you?